What were the most explosive plays Tennessee ran in the 2022 football season? We're going to take a look at those today. Explosiveness is just a measure of predicted points added on a successful play. If none of that makes any sense to you, if you don't know what I'm talking about, I made another video that explains predicted points added and explosiveness. You might want to check that one out. Or if you just want to see the plays, let's dive right into them. All right, the fifth most explosive play Tennessee ran in 2022 comes from the Kentucky game early on in the game, first quarter, 13:43 left. It's 2nd and 6, and Tennessee's going to run a passing concept called wheelie switch. Some people call this vertical switch. I like wheelie switch because wheelie switch sounds like some kind of awesome move you'd pull off in a Tony Hawk game. But basically on a wheelie switch or a vertical switch, you have two receivers that are just going to push their way down the field, and then the inside receiver is going to go to the outside, and the outside receiver is going to go to the inside. Tennessee likes to run this out of a stack receiver formation, so you can't really tell which one's the inside and which one's the outside. But in this case, Jalen Hyatt is the trail receiver, and he's going to run just kind of like a outbreaking, like a wheel route to the outside, and the lead receiver is going to run about a 10-yard dig. And the Kentucky safety is going to get completely lost on the play. And you'll see Hendon Hooker just throw the ball deep to Hyatt, and who's wide open. And it's a touchdown on the play, but statistically also it's plus 4.83 predicted points added on this wheelie switch against Kentucky. Fourth most explosive play of the year for Tennessee was in the Akron game, late in the second half, 1:30 left before half, and Tennessee runs a passing concept called tosser.
You tossers! You had one job to do!
That one job is to run all slants. Everybody runs slants across the board on tosser, and this play works because Akron is going to bring their linebacker, but the safety is going to still play deep, and there's a wide open space for Jalen Hyatt to run into. Hendon Hooker just simply delivers him the ball on the slant. Tennessee scores, and statistically plus 5.03 predicted points added on this explosive tosser against Akron. Let me also explain too, all of these plays, there were some more explosive plays from Tennessee in 2022. All of these that I picked out are ones that came in what I like to call treasure time, before the game enters into garbage time. Garbage time is when a team leads by more than 38 points in the second quarter, more than 28 points in the third quarter, or more than 22 points in the fourth quarter. So most people just call them non-garbage time minutes. The rest of the game is just non-garbage time. I like to use the phrase treasure time because the opposite of garbage is treasure, and because you can't spell treasure without UT. So this next play actually sends the game into garbage time. It's against Vanderbilt early in the second quarter. It's 2nd and 12, and Tennessee is going to run the ball here. And the play it's really dart. I labeled it as counter at first because I was focusing on the counter step that the running back takes, but it's really dart, which is where the backside tackle pulls across the formation. So you'll see the tight end kick out, everybody else blocks down, tackle pulls across, running back takes a little counter step, and really it's the running back, Jabari Small, on this play he really makes the play. It's not blocked great, but he does enough to break this one for a touchdown. You'll also notice that at the top of the screen, there is an RPO element to this because there's a little now screen being run by the two receivers at the top of the screen, but instead of throwing it out there, the ball's handed off. Jabari Small does the rest of the work and takes it in for a touchdown, and statistically plus 5.42 predicted points added on this play. The number 2 most explosive play actually deserves a little setup here, so I'm going to show you the play before because it's a brilliant piece of play calling and packaging plays together here by Tennessee's coaching staff. This happens in the Missouri game, about the middle of the third quarter. They bring in Dylan Sampson at running back, who's a little faster running back. He's got a little extra gear than what Jabari Small or Jalen Wright has, and they call a play to show that speed. They motion Jalen Hyatt across the formation. He's going to escort motion across, and there's going to be a little bubble screen to Dylan Sampson to show off a little bit of his speed. He gets a little 7-yard gain, not a huge gainer, but he sets up the next play, puts the ball on the left hash. Now they put Dylan Sampson out at wide receiver. And then they motion him back into the formation. And everybody on Missouri's defense is watching number 24 because obviously they brought in this guy. They just ran a special package play to him. And now they've got him, instead of having him in the backfield, they've got him out wide. They're motioning him. Obviously, they're doing something with him, right? Except they're not. What they've actually done is they've set up an unbalanced formation. So Brew McCoy is lined up at tackle, tight end on the left side of the play, and Jalen Hyatt's kind of hiding between the guard and the tackle there. Brew McCoy is legal to go downfield because he's the end man on the line of scrimmage, and Jalen Hyatt kind of follows him, and they just toss a little screen out to him for a touchdown, and statistically plus 5.47 predicted points added on this play. And finally, the most explosive play Tennessee ran all year, and it brings me so much joy that this was the most explosive play of the year because it's certainly the most iconic play of the year. Against Alabama, Tennessee's going to have a little play action fake. It looks like they're running what's called Y insert, what used to be called ISO back in the days of running an I formation. You would have a fullback lead up in the hole. Basically, everybody kicks out, double team at the point of attack. Fullback leads up in the hole. Since we don't really use fullbacks anymore, you've got the tight end comes across the formation to be that lead blocker, but they're going to fake that. And on the outside, they're running basically what's a Hoss concept. A Hoss is a hitch and a seam. The outside receiver runs a hitch. The inside receiver runs a seam, and Tennessee's running that here out of a stack formation again. In our other video where I explain explosiveness and predicted points, I also break down a play against Florida where Tennessee ran Hoss. It's one of their most successful passing concepts that they use. And here it goes for a touchdown. Again, one of the most iconic touchdowns Tennessee scored all year. And it was statistically plus 6.27 predicted points added on the most explosive iconic play of Tennessee's 2022 football season. All right, so there's the top 5 most explosive plays Tennessee ran in 2022. I hope you enjoyed that. Something we're going to be tracking all year in the 2023 season, most explosive plays each week here on YouTube and on the blog, cornfromajar.com. So I hope you check that out. If you enjoyed this, please hit the like button. And thanks to all you folks on Rocky Top for getting your corn from a jar.